Three Hookers and a Philly Cheesesteak is the 15th episode of Season 8 of Two and a Half Men. This is directed by James Widdoes, and as always, there will be spoilers as I go through the episode and share some thoughts. Decent episode, great scenes with Alan. I'm still fed up of the whole Charlie Rose garbage. I just think they stretched it out far too much, but we do get some great scenes, two great moments with Gordon that I absolutely loved, and I'll talk about those when we get there. The episode starts off with Alan telling Charlie he might be able to move out, and we get a bit of suspense for maybe 40 seconds, I'm guessing, as Alan shows Charlie this newspaper, and Charlie makes a Charlie Brown reference, which I quite liked, and Alan has decided to start doing targeted advertising for his business, as somebody he went to school with is doing that, and is doing significantly better than Alan, allegedly. And he needs money, of course, to do this. So he asks Charlie for $5,000. Charlie gives him the money from his sweatpants. And Alan's happy about this. And then Rose calls Charlie and he goes over there. And part of me wonders, and this is just pure speculation, I wonder if Charlie was so willing to give Alan the money because Charlie's in a good mood. Yes, obviously he wants Alan to move out. But Charlie is genuinely happy with his current arrangement with Rose, as much as I still don't believe he actually loves her, and we'll talk a bit about this in a moment. I do think that because he is getting what he wants, I guess, he's quite happy and just willing to say yes to anything because he hasn't got a care in the world at the moment, and it's an interesting situation. Alan then realizes that was really easy money, so he decides to try again and goes to Evelyn, and this time he tries for $10,000. And he gets it. Charlie is then at Rose's. He's actually leaving Rose's, having done what he went there to do. And even Rose said, "You love me because you can't have me." Alan has said this. Rose has said this. Charlie just isn't getting it. And I think that it's so interesting that Charlie cannot see this, but everybody else can. Alan then drops Jake off, and he's being so sneaky. I don't like Alan's behaviour, but it is very entertaining to watch. He happens to mention to Herb this new business venture, but there's no way Judith would let him do it, so he won't bother boring him with the details. And of course, telling Herb that Judith won't let him do something is like waving a red flag in front of a bull. He is going for this full steam ahead, and Alan did kind of make it seem bigger than it is, because he said that Evelyn and Charlie invested $15,000, yes, collectively, but it does make it seem like it was $15,000 each. And since Judith would never let Herb be involved in this, Herb wants to be involved. Gordon is then over at Charlie's. He drops off some pizza. Rose phones to cancel their date, and Charlie invites Gordon in. We have some nice dialogue between them. I think this might be the first time I've really liked Gordon as a character. I've never disliked him, but I think this is the first time where I've kind of thought, yeah, I really like what you're bringing to this, which was an interesting thing to experience. And then we cut to Charlie in the kitchen the following day, leaving a message for Rose, which is really, really risky. And, well, I suppose it's not, because there is no husband, there is no Manny Quinn. But in theory, it would be really, really risky. And even Berta, who is sometimes morally questionable, tells Charlie to leave her alone. She is a married woman. Alan then comes in, having been shopping, and he actually, yes, prompted. I don't think he would have done this unless Charlie had questioned why he was able to buy all of these new outfits without returning the money. But Alan gives him back the money and the interest that he learned as well, which was quite nice. And obviously Berta now wants in on this as well. And Alan's facial expression when he realises he's looking at us, well, he's looking slightly off camera, but he is looking forward. Berta's in the background, and it's beautifully framed. Alan's facial expression is fantastic. Just throughout this, he has the best expressions. And she wants in as well. It's a great day to be Alan Harper. Not morally, but certainly financially. Then Gordon delivers a pizza to Rose. And Rose, she didn't know it would be Gordon, of course. They do have a history, but she seems happy to see him. She seems unfazed. Gordon then notices the mannequin sitting on the sofa, and he realizes it's mannequin. And his response, "Holy crap, this is great." I love that so much. And briefly, Alan gives Evelyn back her money. She wants to invest some more. Great day again to be Alan. Gordon then goes to deliver pizza to Charlie, and he keeps saying things about Manny Quinn, and he just keeps saying to him, Manny Quinn, Manny Quinn, hoping he would get it, and it just never does. And it's a brilliant scene. It's very brief, but I absolutely loved it. Alan then goes over to Herb, and Judith is there, and he hands Herb his investment with the interest, 20% interest, and obviously Judith takes it immediately, and now she wants in as well, and we get some amazing facial expressions from John Cryer. His performance here was just absolutely fantastic, and then we cut immediately to Alan throwing what must have been hundreds and hundreds of, I don't know if they were $10 bills, $20 bills, $100 bills, but he is throwing them around the room, and I think this might be the happiest he has ever been. And then we see his own mirror image talking to him. We see his own reflection talking to him, but this version of him is a little bit more sinister. Very, very well executed, beautifully shot, very well done. And then a very smartly dressed, dapper-looking Alan is heading out of the house, and there is a change in his demeanour. It's a side of Alan we haven't seen before, and I like it, but it's unnerving. And he puts on a hat, and we see the original Alan, the Alan who's not as cool and suave, the one who's more giddy with excitement, in the mirror this time. Clearly, his personality is switched, and I don't know if this is a really dramatic, fabulous ending, or a really flat one. I was left wanting more, which is a good thing, but I don't know how I feel about it. It feels quite abrupt as an ending. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I really enjoyed the episode. Even the scenes focusing on Rose and Charlie, because I thought those aspects were quite interesting. I thought Berta had a lot of good things to say. Gordon in this was just brilliant. So I had a lot of fun. Ultimately, 3 hookers and a Philly cheesesteak is a very entertaining episode of 2.5 Men.